maybe if you gave yourself more grace, you'd be able to do that for other people as well. Because Virgo's, you know, known as this judgmental, bold, brutally honest entity.
Yes.
And although they seem so soft, like I know how their inner voice works. When they mess up, things that people would look over, they will obsess over that mess up for like 2 weeks. So
yeah.
Like, what I'm really trying to say is you guys are so judgmental towards other people because that's how you react to yourself and to your own mistakes. What's good, you guys? It's your girl Sarah
and Maya,
and we're charmed and dangerous.
Cause you know which one?
And we dangerous. I feel like we're dangerous and it's dangerous to talk about Virgos. It can be really mean, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if you are a Virgo and we say something and you feel the need to like comment and like be really mean, it's just gonna further prove
our point. Obviously, want to start off this video by saying I love Virgos. You know what I mean? I'm with the Virgo now, so you really can't say too much.
No, you really can't say too much.
We're probably
my mom's a Virgo moon. I mean, I don't even know why we freaking start with this shit. We do a whole series, so it's like it's not personal.
No, it's not personal
at all.
Yeah, like if you feel attacked, go watch the other signs.
Yeah,
and you know that we attack them just.
And if this is your first time here, because I feel like people that are, you know, subscribed, they know that we make good and not even bad, but like constructive criticism type of videos too. So if it's your first time, you're like, these girls are just talking about how, you know, I'm this and I'm that. And it's like, no, we actually have really positive videos for your sign too and all signs. Okay, so we have a whole series. We each pick what we think each sign's most toxic trait is, and we don't discuss it before. If they happen to be the same thing, it just means that it's that much more true. So what quality did you pick as their most toxic?
So I picked their perfectionism, aka their busybody ways.
Oh yeah.
What'd you pick?
Their ability to be the most judgmental motherfucker that ever was.
Oh yeah. I kind of touched on that too, but yeah. Okay, so tell me more about their judgmental man.
It's like, need I say anything?
Do we really need to say more?
But we do, because you're here to listen to us. You know, I do want to say that it really does start with yourself, and although you guys are super judgmental towards the people around you, that's exactly the same energy that y'all keep with yourselves. You judge yourself constantly and try to be perfect, so of course you're going to bring that energy to your external reality. I just really want to start this off by saying maybe if you gave yourself more grace, you'd be able to do that for other people as well. Because Virgo's, you know, known as this judgmental, bold, brutally honest entity. And although they seem so soft, like I know how their inner voice works. When they mess up, things that people would look over, they will obsess over that mess up for like 2 weeks. So like, what I'm really trying to say is you guys are so judgmental towards other people because that's how you react to yourself and to your own mistakes. You know, it's hard to tell y'all shit without assuming you're gonna think less of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you just hold yourself to such high standards, which can be a positive thing in life when you don't give up and you wanna be perfect or you wanna ace something, you wanna be the best at something. But like being perfect is not real. You know what I mean? So like when you're judging people for their imperfections, you're almost presenting this quality of like you're a god. Like you know what I mean? Like everybody makes mistakes, and like if you want people to genuinely feel comfortable around you, you have to allow them to make mistakes without your judgment overpowering your relationship.
Yeah, it's like Virgo. Do you live life? Yes. Okay, do you want people judging you all the time? No, but that's what you do to others. You know what I mean? Like anytime they do something that Virgo maybe doesn't like or doesn't fit into their perfect standard, they're like, they are very quick to talk about it. You know, they may not always say it to your face unless they're comfortable with you, and if they're not comfortable with you, they're for sure saying it a lot behind your back, 10,000 times worse. You know? Yes. And you're right, they do judge themselves just as hard, but like, man, oh man. And I feel like their judgment really ties perfectly in with their perfectionism.
It really
so let me tell you why I think their perfectionism is their most toxic trait. Because I agree with you, they are so hard on themselves and others. They're always trying to be perfect. They're way too hard on themselves and they're way too hard on other people. Like, y'all don't want anything less than the perfect, ideal, cookie cutter image that you've built up only in your head. You know what I mean? And you'll be willing to work extra hours, go the extra mile, and not everyone else is willing to do that, Virgo. You know what I mean? And you can't look down on them because they're not willing to do that. Not everyone is going to meet up to your perfect standards, you know?
Yeah.
And like Sarah said, it's okay to have these high standards, but you can't expect everyone to meet up to them. And sometimes they're really unrealistic.
Yeah.
So I need you to come back down to reality.
Sometimes people have different priorities. And
Yes.
I feel like Virgo, they're looking at people through the lens of their own life and what they prioritize. And if you're not prioritizing the same things, they're very judgmental. And you know what I mean? They're perfecting this aspect of their life. So if they're seeing that you're not perfecting this aspect of your life, they think of you as less than. Even though, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're at a different stage in your life. Sometimes you want to take care of this. It's different than what, you know, you're taking care of, Virgo. That doesn't mean that they're not trying hard at something else. You know?
But it's like all of a sudden they got the right to judge.
Yeah, they really do.
When Virgo, you ain't perfect.
You're not. Like,
You're
yes,
not.
you're close. Some of you are very close. But some of you are hiding behind your insecurity.
Yes.
Of wanting to be perceived a certain way. So you kind of just throw, you know, the magnifying glasses away from you and you start pointing them at other people. So other people can look at other people's imperfections instead of looking at yours. Even though your imperfections may not even be noticeable, but you're being so insecure that you're almost creating a distraction. It's toxic because even though some of the situations people get themselves in is scandalous, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean that you're above everyone else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we briefly talked about this in our last video. You guys really are the type to say, never could be me, you know what I mean? But before you say that, you really need to watch what you say, because the universe will put you in that same place just to humble you or show you that it could be you. You know? But like when you're coming from this place of judgment, you're almost creating this distance between you and that person. And at the end of the day in this world, we are very much connected to everybody. Yeah, we're not living the same life, but empathy is very important in this lifetime because it really creates a safe space between you and people and creates a healthy, you know, community for you to live in. But if all you do is create this space between you and other people because you're perfect and they're not, really you're weakening your link to your community.
Yeah. And you want your community, honestly, Virgo. That's when you thrive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by helping people. You're a helper.
Yeah.
You need community.
It's
to do
true.
that.
You're service oriented.
Yes.
But like you need to be able to provide that service without running home and be like, that person was doing that. And
Right,
that,
or
and
being
that.
so critical about it, because honestly, it leads me perfectly into my next point. They get so easily frustrated when they see people doing things not perfectly. So, for example, Virgos hate when they see a better way for people to be doing things, but then that person does not optimize it to do it better. You know what I mean? And this frustration makes you very annoying to be around.
Yeah.
You know? And you are judging and stressing and putting all this pressure on everyone else to be perfect. And it makes you, like I said, unpleasant to be around.
Do you know what's funny is that now that I think about it, yes. Because they're so service oriented, I almost feel like they have this pressure to make everyone optimize their routine,
Yes.
the way they do shit. And because they think, oh my God, like you would live such a better life if you just did everything I say. And well, maybe okay, but like people have free will, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
people need to go through their own experiences before they decide what process works for them. So I do want to point out that maybe that also comes from the fact that they're so service oriented. They think that they need to fix everything.
Yeah.
But like people aren't your mistake to fix. Again, you're not God. So like let them do their thing. And if you want to, you know, tell them to do something and that it's a better way of doing it, gently nudge them, give them the idea. Don't make fun of them for what they do and how your way is so much better and like look how long it takes you. Like, are you dumb? Like, what are you doing?
Right! Because too, who's to say, Virgo, that your way is better for them? You know, everybody lives their own reality and you may think that's so much better, but that's not better for them. So quit trying to come in holier than thou,
Prime example is, let's say, Gemini. You guys are both ruled by Mercury. And, you know, Gemini enjoys the process. Like, to them, they like to make the process fun. So they're willing to take breaks in between doing something to talk, have another idea, go back into it. That's how they enjoy it.
Yes.
For you, you enjoy the process when you're focused. You don't have distractions. Both of you are going to get the work done at different paces, but both of you enjoy that same work for different reasons. And that's why you have your own process, your own way of doing things. When you force people to follow your process, you're taking them away from their inner knowing. You know what I mean? Their intuition, the way they operate. That's how they like to do things. That's when they're at their happiest at the end of the day. Let's say they follow your way and they finish earlier, but at the end of the day, they're not happy because they weren't doing it the way that they like to do it. That's why it's important to allow people to just be themselves.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And don't be judgy when they're being themselves.
Yes. The last reason why your perfectionism really absolutely drives me bonkers is because it makes y'all overthink a lot. Like, oh my gosh. And it makes you worry too much about the details and if you're making the right decision. And I have a message from all Virgo family members and friends and lovers. You drive them crazy with all that back and forth shit. Okay, so like I need you to stop overthinking and stop with that pickiness, because I feel like they go hand in hand, because ultimately they're keeping you from living life. You know what I mean? You can never just go with the flow. You can never just like decide and be cool with it. And I need you as a mutable to loosen up from a fellow mutable.
Yeah.
You know, just like
Absolutely.
loosen it up, baby. They're like, what's loose?
Like, that sounds dirty.
You liked her. Don't
You're
like,
like, don't say that.
right.
I'm a virgin. You know, that's what their symbol is. The
I
virgin.
know, but they're
That's
the
so funny.
friggin' little nasty.
Okay, so the last one that's kind of really gonna just dig in there. I can get it out the way. Sometimes your judgment also comes in forms of jokes. But I can honestly say these hurt worse for me because they stay with me long after, and I can't help but think that you know, I can't help but think that I have to now psychoanalyze what you said, why you said it. Because you guys don't make jokes any other time besides when you're actually trying to like make a point. And it's never lighthearted, you know? So like typically I feel like they have something to talk to me about,
Right.
why they said that joke. And nobody else in the room will know that like that's what the Virgo meant, but like you know that's what they meant. And you know you're gonna talk about it later.
Right, the Virgo's playing chess.
Exactly. And maybe it's the Scorpio in me. I'm like, oh, you think it's checkmate. Oh, so you thought that was checkmate.
You thought you got me. You thought you had this all figured out and navigated in your mind.
No, literally. And now, because I just didn't think we were fighting. But they make that little joke and you're like, oh, so you're angry with me. You know?
All of a sudden you're the funny guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You're,
So
you're
then
not the funny guy.
it hurts my feelings because I'm like, wow, like, you've been sitting on this for a while and you were, you know, thinking of the perfect moment to like make this joke.
Yeah.
So then it really does hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And you know, all in all, Virgo, although your perfectionism is what makes you the most respected in the room, it's your inability to give people grace, aka your judgment, that makes you the least approachable.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. You're very inapproachable because of how you be speaking to people. It's wild. And I feel like sometimes they don't even really know.
I feel like also they're watching
But
this
sometimes
and
they
they're
do
like,
know.
I don't care. I don't want
They
you to
don't.
approach me. But like,
But then you do.
no, because like, you know what I mean? If it's the people that you care about, they do. So like, maybe you don't care that we're saying this,
Yeah.
but if someone you love said this to you, you would be like, oh my God, I'm unapproachable. Well, yeah, because I
Right.
don't know if you're gonna judge my situation or not.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're actually gonna be kind to me after I tell you who I am, what I do, what's going on.
Well,
I kind of have to give you like the buttered up version of it. So you think that I make the right decision.
yeah.
That was a lot.
It was.
Holy shit. Do you think they're gonna be mad?
I don't care because it's true. I already gave my PSA from all family members, friends, and loved
true.
ones.
Yeah, we said it at the beginning, we're saying now my mom is a Virgo moon. If you didn't know, the moon in astrology rules over, you know, the feminine energy, mother. So the fact that my mom has a Virgo moon, like, I grew up feeling that Virgo feminine energy.
Yeah.
And although it was very nurturing and service oriented, it was also very cold and unapproachable at times. Because I felt like if I wasn't perfect, I wasn't going to be taken seriously.
Yes.
So, really, this between me and my mom and every Virgo.
And every Virgo I ever loved and hated. Thank you so much for watching this little mini roast on her most toxic trait. Okay, so we're going to link our socials somewhere around here. Make sure you give us a follow. We love you so much. We post every Monday and Thursday, and Friday is our podcast posting. So make sure you check it out. Okay.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.